Okay, so dank. So how did you... Well, because I'm curious...
You writing this down?
Yeah. I'm curious how these things emerge. Like, how did you first hear the word dank
the
in
internet,
its nouveau...
100%.
Well, I know the internet,
Yeah.
but, like, specifically, the internet's a big place.
Would have been related to weed, probably. But also, this is all cataloged in knowyourmeme.com.
Are you looking at knowyourmeme.com every day to look to see what you
no.
need to
It's
say?
more of a
No.
reference thing
But if
than
you ever
like
don't know.
No, but I'm serious. Like, what are you doing on the internet where it comes into your...
Scrolling Reddit.
Reddit.
And you see something that you don't...
Do you know what
that you
Reddit
don't
is?
get.
Yeah, I know what Reddit is. I'm never on it, but I know what it is.
Yeah,
Okay.
you see a phrase you don't quite understand, you can check it.
Is that what you do?
Sometimes, because sometimes you stumble across stuff that has, like, anti-Semitic or racist connotations, and you gotta make sure that you're not, like...
Perpetuating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you're looking at Reddit, and you see a phrase you don't know, and you realize, okay, this is a new phrase.
Yeah.
More often than not, though, someone in the comments on that thread will be like, "What does that mean?" And someone deeper in the comments will be like, "It means this," and then like you just
Really?
Yeah.
Okay,
But
so
also-
okay.
Reddit comment threads are a shit show, so...
Yeah, it's great.
Hang on, I'm trying to take this in. This is
Yeah.
overwhelming because they're like. So who starts these? Nobody knows.
They're usually cataloged in knowyourmeme.com. That one though is just so general that it doesn't have a defined.
Knowyourmeme.com gives you the origin.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Definitely they do. Give me a Pepe. I'll do Pepe, since that is an example of one that you should know where it comes from, because now it's anti-Semitic.
Yeah, it's a frog.
Yeah, you ever seen... I'll show you the picture.
How is it anti-Semitic?
They've adopted it.
Yeah, so like...
you ever seen this picture?
No.
Okay, so...
Yeah.
Go
ahead.
Okay, so to actually tie this all together, a much more dank form of internet content would be on 4chan. Have you heard of 4chan?
No.
Okay, so 4chan is an image-based message board where like people post images and stories along with it. And Pepe, that frog, became a very popular figure, a meme itself to communicate an emotion. So like that character's face will have different things going on to it, or it might be like an angry version of him.
Or used in a meme with different words.
Yes. So that character, and because
Who named him Pepe?
I don't know actually.
Well, it would probably tell you here.
Okay.
Because this has for us the origin and where the first image of Pepe was, and then it would contain. It has like the spread, so it tells us how it.
Whoa!
Yeah, it's documented.
Oh, I see. So that's like a sad Pepe.
Yes.
So
4chan has a large population of what are called incels and also people in the alt-right. Incels.
Fun! I know what incels are.
Okay, yeah. There you go. So then, like, Pepe started being adopted and used for memes within the alt-right component of 4chan, and that like virulent strain is all over the internet.
Not because there's any particular reason why a frog is anti-Semitic, but just because they've started using it and now they use him as a mascot and put him on pins and shit. So there was a period of time for like 2 years where that was just literally a frog, and then now they've taken that to be an anti-Semitic
And
symbol.
is he anti-Semitic because he says things?
Nope.
It's mainly just that he's like an archetypical stand-in for the identity of that shitty political movement in those communities.
So is Pepe the Frog the Jew being made fun of, or the anti-Semite?
Usually the anti-Semite who's like trolling and trying to appear smart, but also like smug and not.
I'm in shock.
Like they're dunking on the libs, you know? Like they're making some point that they're like so in tune with and above you that they can present it really smugly and stupidly in the form of a cartoon frog, and you're just a stupid liberal, so that's you.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
How fast is the turnaround between his first appearance on the internet and him being usurped into anti-Semitism?
It'll probably say that in this article.
Yeah, exactly. Here's 2008 is when the spread started, and 2005 was when he
That's
first
12 years ago.
appeared. Yeah, and then if we go, it was probably 2015. Donald Trump tweeted an illustration of Pepe as himself.
Wow.
Yeah, and then 2017.
That's
Wendy's.
super fucking...
2016, the Russian embassy
What?
Yeah, and then let's see if there's.
Oh my God,
Yeah,
you guys.
so there's different. Yeah, so Impact, Alt-Right Association. On July 22nd, 2015, Malaysian artist posted an image of smug Pepe as Donald Trump looking over the fence as with sad Mexicans drawn on the other side.
That's brutal.
Yeah, so you gotta know your meme.
I'm not in this world enough to...
Nor would I recommend that you get in this world. You're
I'd go from what I
fine where you
am now
are.
to suicidal in about 4 minutes.
Yeah, it's not great. Don't go on
It's a
Reddit.
cesspool.
It's probably
But
the
okay,
worst
so
thing
here's
I
the
do.
thing: is that for a very long time I thought that cesspool was just its own dark cesspool, but like it manifests in actual reality all the fucking time. It's not.
And
its
they
own
also exist in the same space. Like Reddit is not all parts of Reddit are like a terrible cesspool. It's like they exist in the same spaces as like liberal or centrist communities, but just on the exact same platform.
Yeah.
So it's not like
It's
isolated.
not the platform. Yeah, no, it's just no. But I mean, like these are actually people who then like show up with
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
AK-47s in banks or not
Yeah.
banks, but
Like
Congress halls.
alt-right
and-
leaders have wear Pepe pins on their lapels sometimes.
Yeah.
I can't keep up.
That's the hardest part is that it okay things.
There's no moderator, basically. That's
Yeah, like there are moderators on Reddit, but like for
Really?
sometimes, but like certain like obviously fascist or misogynistic Reddits do get blackballed and like they get taken away, but the communities are still there. They
do
just
they
like
go somewhere else?
they just
Yeah.
pop up in a new forum.
So, dude.
Yep.
I mean, yeah, not all of the whole thing is new to me, but like Pepe, I feel like I have heard about Pepe though. But okay, this came out of a conversation about slang and how it spreads and how do you know the first time you hear something that is obviously a thing. And it's because you're already reading it in a context where there's a bunch of comments, like it's already not just one person saying it to you. So you're not actually picking up any of these new things in an actual physical social situation.
Actually, sometimes, yeah, I do. Because people, like, the first time I heard people say yeet was with my friends.
Yeah.
It's so weird.
And like people, I would say our age and younger are very heavily influenced in the way they
Very.
talk by the internet.
Yeah.
Like extremely so.
So
Clearly.
if I don't check, and I do this a lot, I'll just, like, not be on Reddit or something for, like, a month or months at a time, and then I absorb the new things from my friends because they
are.
and then they start saying it.
Okay, so what do you do you do on Reddit?
It's a good way to get like news in a condensed way.
But what are you searching? Like Reddit has everything on
Reddit
it,
has a
right?
home page that has the most popular posts from every sub-community on it curated into one feed.
Okay.
So you'll get things from world news, things from conservatism communities, things from liberal communities, things from like tech news,
Cute cat photos.
peppered in there, shit that celebrities have done or said.
So it's like a newspaper online.
A little bit, yeah. But
Yeah,
the thing
it's-
is that none of the stuff that's on Reddit is posted on Reddit. It's links to other shit. So I don't go look at news on Reddit and say this was on Reddit, so it must be true. It's like links to the New York Times or links to
Right,
CBC
right.
and shit.
Yeah, so it's just like it curates like the entirety of what's popular on the internet.
So instead of diving through the CBC,
Is that its function?
Yeah, totally.
Is it-
Literally
it's like
called
a
the
it's called the front
redaction?
page of the internet.
Yeah.
So instead of diving through CBC and reading all the comments, you can get a curated thing of what's probably most interesting, along with you can kind of get like you can get an idea of what the zeitgeist is within different communities on the internet just by looking at the shit that's
That's
most
the best
popular.
explanation I've ever gotten about Reddit. I
Yeah,
haven't been-
so it's like-
you go to like it's just reddit.com.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just reddit.com. News peppered in with like what is hot within certain political.
Who's curating?
communities. It's totally
There are
based on.
each sub-community
Yeah.
has a moderator staff, and then there's a moderator staff for the entirety of the site and administrators and like. the
So
staff.
would you say there's a general agenda or bias to Reddit?
I wouldn't.
I would also say that the fact that you said that there isn't is extremely contentious on Reddit.
Is it?
I think
Well-
that like a lot of people like there are like certain rules like you can't
Promote violence.
no like you can't comment on or post in certain subreddits unless you have like certain credentials and you have to like apply to be part of communities. And then like there have been plenty of cases of Reddit administrators and moderators being either douchebags or like
abusing
banning
their
people
power,
for no
yeah.
reason, like just all of that kind of stuff.
I would amend my statement to say that the front page has no agenda because that's statistics based.
Yeah,
but the things that make it to the front page can be influenced by the moderators. So, for example, there was an instance where there was a video that was being circulated of a very wealthy man getting super drunk and assaulting people, and then getting put in a chokehold, and it was very embarrassing for him. And that video was scrubbed from the internet by, like, his family hired some firm or something to get rid of the video, and they did it by bribing moderators on Reddit to get rid of all the posts that had it on.
Wow, I didn't know that.
So individual subreddits can have that sort of influence, but the front page, you just get what's the best from each.
Like the most clicked on?
The most viewed or the most upvoted or et cetera from each community.
And in the
wow, okay.
From the top communities, I should say.
So popularity is number of views.
Yeah, and there's also a point system for your account on Reddit called Karma.
And it's monetized a little bit.
Yeah, but you also get karma from getting upvoted by other people.
So if you post something people agree with, and they agree with it, then you get sort of internet clout on Reddit. And they can also buy little fucking charms to give you as like a thumbs up. It's weird. It's
what the
weird.
fuck, you guys?
Here's the first thing. This is just the front page that you get. It's just r/news, which just has a headline on it, linking to a news site you can click on if you want to. Going down, just a wholesome thing of a grandpa playing some video games. Here's a video of
protest
of
pepper
a bad,
spray.
bad cop thing. So you're like, oh shit, that happened. And then just broadcast of a cat. And then here's just a video of a guy getting punched in the face on the street.
Okay.
Here's literally just a tweet from a white person. r/politics.
So there's like subsections.
Yeah, so
like
each,
in a
each of these
newspaper,
is its own community with its own set of moderators and its own participants and its own feed. So for example, if we go onto r/politics and we click on this opens up their community, which has its own feed that is now all politics.
And you don't, if you go on the politics section, you don't feel that there's like it generally leans more right or more left?
There are, but only within that community. That doesn't translate to the front page in the same way.
Literally a conservative...
There's a conservative one. There's and then, there's one that specifically mocks centrists.
Right.
Things like that.
So if you, do you have your areas of interest going in, or do they get created by what you see?
You can, so with your account, you can subscribe to specific subreddits, and you can curate your feed that way.
And if you create a profile for yourself, do you automatically belong to, like, do you request to join a community?
Some do require you to do that. Some are open.
But you can just not have an account and just scroll and look at shit. There's actually a word for that.
Lurking.
A lurker.
A lurker.
But yeah, that's what I do.
Scrub. Is scrub a term to get scrubbed from the internet?
Yeah. Scrub is still a thing.
When did all this happen?
The last 20 years.
I know. I know.
Scrub.
Scrub
is a boy can't get no love from me.
Wow, that's craziness.
Yep.
I think I will have more questions. You guys are my my conduit into the fuck, dude.
That's the thing.
Do you post stuff on Reddit?
I absolutely do not.
Why?
Why
do you say it so emphatically?
No reason. I wouldn't get any. I don't know. I don't post on social media to begin with, anyways.
At all? Not on Facebook or anything.
I'm super active on social media, but I don't.
Like for your friends. This is like you don't have like Reddit friends. This is just like
the entire world.
The community sees it.
So do people get more trolled on Reddit than other things? Like
I'd say so. There's no political discussion really. Like for example. This might be a bad example, but if I click on one and check the comments, odds are there wouldn't be any sort of discussion. It could just be like, look, second top comment is you misspelled racist.
Also, in the comments sections, you can sort it in terms of the order of it by how many, if you can like sort by the most upvotes, or you can sort by controversial and see what everyone's fighting over in the comments instead.
So upvote means it has the most likes.
It's a like. An
Yeah,
upvote is
and
a
you
like.
can also downvote things.
Right.
Yeah.
Fuck.
It
just see the reason I've known about it but not really understood what it was, but it just seems like if you get into that, like when do you ever exist in the like above water world? Like you just be in there all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, usually it's like a morning coffee thing for a half hour, just like mindlessly.
I mean, I do that on Facebook, but it's making me very sick to do it.
Totally.
Huh.
So this is kind of like Facebook that has more news and less like opinions, and it's not people that you know.
Right. Wow. Thank you. Yeah. So back to the slang. So we got yeet, we got dank.
Yeet, dank.
Thick is
thick, but like
two
with two
C's.
C's. Also, some often coupled with dummy thick.
Yeah.
What the hell does that mean?
It's usually used to refer to
butts
or
that kind of thick.
Shapely.
I've seen that about
shapely
thighs.
women.
Yes.
Thick. I didn't know
Dummy
it was
thick.
spelt. Why dummy?
It means like very.
Why does dummy mean very?
I have no fucking clue.
We don't have the answers
Damn
to why.
it!
Dummy. Like.
Okay, I've heard thick in that context.
Yeah.
But that actually does just mean what it means, though. It's just spelled
Thick,
differently.
yeah.
Yeah. It just spelt like, but like it's like T space, H space, I space.
Oh, don't get into aesthetic.
There's like there's like different ways to type that are in themselves a meme, and spacing out the word thick with a space between each letter.
What
with
does
two
that mean?
Cs.
What does that difference
It's just like, it's.
An
I
aesthetic.
don't even. How would you describe aesthetic?
Fucking
Aesthetic.
pull it up.
It's pretty abstract.
Whoa. Are you telling me aesthetic is a term, an internet term?
Yes, typing things in that manner
Yeah.
is
It's called aesthetic?
that aesthetic
Is aesthetic.
is a vaporwave is the best way to yeah, give me a sec. Maybe I'll just like
This is blowing my mind. Okay.
this might not be very on point, but
The groove is delicious.
this is like the root of it. This isn't necessarily what it is now, but this sort of like shitty sort of 80s visuals with this is actually a bad example. Alright, let's maybe go to know your meme. But yes, that typing things in all capital letters with a space between each letter.
Signifies what?
It's less of a literal signifier of something, more so just like fitting into this weird kind of literally an aesthetic. The word is what it is.
To put emphasis on a word, but in like a.
Is it ironic?
I guess it's ironic in that it would denote that the word or what you're talking about has like some deeper meaning, but it doesn't. So like
how am I supposed to be able to process any of this when it all means the opposite?
Glenn and I went to the park today and we got high.
Yeah.
With spaced out in capital letters.
And that would mean you didn't get high, or
that would mean
totally
we did, but like
high?
we're poking fun at ourselves for.
Okay.
It's complicated, or
wow.
You know, when you put hashtag in front of things, ironically.
Yes.
You could spell something in the aesthetic text, ironically as well.
Oh, see.
So, like, recorded some hashtag drums. Or like recorded some drums.
Or you could like recorded some hashtag in the spaced out lettering and then drums. So like I don't know.
Okay, can we go back to the hashtag thing for a second?
Yes.
Yeah. I have been for a while now, because obviously I'm not deeply into this as you guys are. The hashtag thing I get excited about because it created a new syntactical unit that never existed before.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And that linguistically turns me on. That somehow society managed to create new syntax. And the hashtag used to be for a different function and still works as that function, but that probably one person decided to use it ironically and that caught on. It just blows my mind. I like that.
It's wild, yeah.
I like that. So basically, all of these things are an example of that aesthetic.
Kind of, yeah. So here's the blurb: is that aesthetic, in either uppercase, lowercase, full-width characters, is a term that refers to retro-inspired visual art and music associated with the vaporwave subculture. Typically included
Who
Japanese
names these
lettering.
things?
I
Okay.
have no idea.
Vaporwave.
Vaporwave was that style of music that I was playing. Yeah.
Good
So-
lord.
So initially it would have been a vaporwave thing, and then where it probably became a meme was that people like making fun of the vaporwave people, thinking they're pretentious. So then using the lettering would be like poking fun at them, and then we all would just sort of like.
Yeah.
I guess it's sort of like denoting.
No, I'm understanding. I'm just
an understanding
blown
of
away.
pretense.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, now that I'm aware of it, I'll notice it. Wow.
So.
I feel
That's
like
the thing.
Can you put some chill lo-fi glitch hop stuff on with like a pixel art static animation of an anime girl studying? You know what I'm talking about?
okay. So we got dank, thick, dummy. Anything else?
Dummy thick. Those come as a
Dummy.
pair.
Oh, they never. You don't just say dummy.
Well, I
To
don't
mean
know
very
actually. I'm just presuming.
dummy thing.
You
Do
aware of
these?
this? You aware of this thing?
Clearly, I'm not aware of it, you guys.
This sort of style of music, but this image in particular has become
A meme unto itself.
An image of an anime girl with headphones studying with a cat in a window.
Yeah.
Why? What does it mean, you guys?
Well, this image was used with this sort of particular
Kind of
video,
okay.
which was called Lo-Fi Beats to Chill / Relax to. And that phrase in and of itself has also become a meme. But yeah, just that image is now associated with this style of music, which is, I guess, associated with something that is
Ambient.
Yeah, maybe like a little like lazy in its execution.
But when do you need the image to go with that?
You don't, but like
It's just an added treat.
that image or variants. See, look at this art style. All these videos have like that same sort of thing,
Uh-huh.
and they're all that same style of music.
Okay. And someone just put those two together and it
Yeah,
took
it's
off?
Totally, absolutely a thing.
Yeah.
So is this just like a randomness to what takes off?
Absolutely.
Also, it being really cool helps. It can be it could be anything, but it helps if it's like super weird and cool and new seeming. New seeming is important.
Okay, but that's true in everything. So
I know,
the
it's like-
medium is just a new
I think it's
medium
totally
for it to
random.
spread.
Yeah, it doesn't need to be.
I mean, like, why
Anything
did
specific.
bell-bottom jeans become a thing? That was before memes.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Okay. Wow.
It's a thing.
Wow. I feel very old. But to be fair, it's not the age, because there's lots of people my age who are totally in on these things. I'm just not one of them, because I don't spend that much time on the
I think that's a good thing.
internet. Yeah, but I just don't have a fucking clue what's going on anymore, though.
I think if you ever run into anyone who frequently references these things in an unironic way,
In an unironic way.
you
Run.
yeah,
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 get
you
out of
wouldn't-
there. You don't.
So, for me to understand that it's ironic would just be the same as like normal human interaction, like tone of voice, face expression, or are there like new ways of deciphering
Well,
I
I just personally, if someone like is just always like spouting references to things, and I know people like this, like there's like especially on Reddit, self-referentiality is so like people are so self-aware of the fact that everything is getting self-referential to the point that like sometimes comment threads will just devolve into the repetition of a meme or a structure of memes in a sequence. So when I meet people that actually talk like this in real life,
Has anyone written a novel that uses this?
I don't think so.
It like in a printed out book where it's
I don't
just
think so.
well, someone should.
But yeah, sometimes you meet people who like talk like that.
and it's
They talk
actually,
like it's a comment section.
yeah,
it's
they
really
talk in real
fucking
life.
weird.
It's very disconcerting because it's like they're just repeating like either memes or talking points in a way that's actually meant to bother you.
That's how I
sometimes.
feel when you guys say dope, though.
Oh, it gets much worse.
Okay,
It's
give me
like,
an example.
It's like if I said, "Oh shit," it's like we were in a group of like maybe 4 people,
Yeah.
and it'd be like, "Damn, Glenn, I crashed my car the other day," and he'd say "oof," and then someone would say "f," and then someone would say
Rip.
"rip."
Yeah,
Rip.
oof, F, rip.
Oof,
Those
F, rip.
It's just like those.
And
are
then that's
things-
the interaction.
That's the entire interaction. It's like
That's
rip.
it.
Like people will just say like if
Rip.
something bad, something you have a bad day, and you express that something bad happened, someone will just say rip.
Oof, F, riff,
Yeah.
rip, word.
And like my best friend Jay just
Word
says F all
was
the
like
time.
that.
But now they say worm.
Okay,
Really?
wait.
They say worm now. It's a Tumblr thing.
Oh my
A
god.
Tumblr. Okay, hang
So
on.
I could provide some genuinely disconcerting piece of information.
Yeah.
And he could just say oof,
Yeah.
and then someone would say F, and
Yeah.
then someone would say worm.
Can we go back to Word for a minute?
Yes.
Because I vaguely remember the first time. I don't remember where I was. It must have been North America. Where I heard someone go, word.
Yeah.
And it meant something, and I knew that it meant something, but I
feel
didn't know
like
what it
word,
meant.
Personally,
When
to my estimation, I feel like it probably comes from like Black American culture.
African American vernacular English. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, but that was before there were memes. This was not an internet
it's long.
thing.
It's old.
Yeah.
It's old. Yeah. We
But
still
when
use
you
it.
said rip, you said it like word, and I was like, okay, that connects somehow in my brain.
Yeah.
Like, and what did word really mean? It just meant like, yo, I totally agree.
Yeah,
right.
yeah, that's exactly what it means.
Word. Where
Word
was
dog.
I when? Yeah. It must have not been. Because I didn't live in North America for a good chunk of time, so that I'll excuse my gaps on that too. But fuck, man, that's so crazy. Oof, F, why the F? It's just like a
Okay,
shorting.
can I explain this one?
Yes,
You can.
please.
Okay, so there's a genre of video game called first-person shooters. You can imagine that it's from a first-person perspective and you're shooting things.
Yeah.
Call of Duty.
Call of Duty. So
Okay.
in the Call of Duty is like just like a war game kind of thing, and it's
Yeah.
a first-person shooter. And there's like this. The meme comes from you're approaching the casket of a fallen soldier, and it literally just says press F
Press
to
F
pay
to
respects.
Wow.
So this was taken.
Oh, wow.
People just say F.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
So how much of this entire thing we're talking about, how much does video game culture have to do with
It's
this?
super involved with
Quite a
it.
bit.
Absolutely involved
Very.
with it.
So the fact that I've never played a video game means I'm just
It would severely
hinder
hamper
you,
your ability.
But people say things like, "Can I get an F in chat?"
Yeah.
If like,
Can I get
no, that
Yeah,
means like,
like-
"Can I get condolences?" Like, my mom just found my porn collection. Can I get an F in chat?
Wow.
And people will just go F.
So I'm taking this in, you guys.
Yeah,
This is
yeah,
good
yeah.
because I'm a linguistics nerd,
Yeah.
and this pertains.
Yeah.
And I'm a weird social, like, what the fuck is going on kind of nerd. And because I'm not really on Twitter. I have an account, but I never use it. And it took things. I'm basically only on Facebook.
Yeah.
Right? I have Instagram, but I don't, whatever. So, through being on Facebook, because people tweet on, like their tweets go on Facebook or people have
Yeah.
posted memes, my little brain just like picks up things and starts to observe patterns. And my demographic is really all over the place too, because I have a lot of people who are way older than me on Facebook, and then a few younger people, and just a few cool hipster people. So I've just picked up bits and pieces and noted, like, oh, that's a thing. And the humor of Twitter, for example, it took me like probably a year. I don't know how long it took me to, but like it evolved in my understanding of what's going on. I'm trying to think of another example where I was like, the Batman Robin. The slap,
Yeah.
right?
The slap. Yeah.
The pie charts. Do you guys know what I'm talking about?
I've seen pie chart funny things, but I'm not sure if it's something specific.
It's a thing that just keeps recurring.
Oh, just the use of graph.
And graph. I love.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. I know exactly what
What's another one?
Advice animals.
Yeah, that was a very early one. That was
Advice
like,
animals? I don't know that
Advice
one.
Animals. There's a very specific
But I'm trying to think of examples that I know, like that I've noticed. The Batman Robin thing for sure. That stupid fucking cat with the angry cat and the... Right, yeah. Picard, okay. So...
Confession Bear.
I don't know
Bear.
Confession Bear.
This is advice animals, and it's just pictures of animals with either like a confession or advice.
Themed advice.
Or a
Some of it's
rant.
bad advice. Like there's like a bad...
This one, you know this one?
No.
It's from South Park. This one's
This,
old.
yes.
Yeah.
There's also
This one.
the Kermit. Okay, so basically
Kermit
like a
Green looking away.
reusable reusable image where you can apply different sentiments on it.
That's what a meme is. So that's what a meme originally was a template.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like even prior to the internet, I'm pretty sure in a scholarly way, memes were a thing, and they're just referred to as like things that like sorry, I'm pretty.
How
vague.
could they have been before internet?
Because I need to Google it. Like I refuse to misquote or paraphrase incorrectly.
But
so...
how would they have spread as an image where you can replace, like the template is a good word for it. It's its own new category of thing. It's not new anymore, I realize, but it's fucking fascinating.
So it's from the Greek mimema, which is that which is imitated. It's like a pattern, it's like an idea that like almost like has a genetic evolutionary quality.
Yeah, mimetic.
Mimetic. So that's where the root is from. So yeah, it's just like, but like I think the point of it, like it's a repeating pattern that like shifts culturally over time, and that's kind of like how you. It's like they have DNA in relation to each other. Like I would call advice animals stuff like that. Like that's its own like sub order of meme categorization. Like and
it's funny also like which ones I've seen and which ones I haven't, because that has to then say something about the
Awkward
demographic.
Seal. That's Velociraptor.
They have names, yeah.
Yeah.
Advice
Duck.
Advice Duck.
How do you know the names?
We come from the internet. That's our home.
Hey, you guys, are you okay with that? Are you okay with the fact that you come from the internet? Was it around like fully when you guys were kids?
I'm 99.
I'm 93. So I remember dial-up. That's my earliest memory, and I remember dial-up turning into high speed, and I remember the birth of like high speed or like instant messaging. I remember phones before texting was super convenient, but then it became very common.
It definitely terrifies me, and I'm not all the way okay with it. So if that's what you're asking, it's terrifying.
Wow. Okay. Well, this has been. Do you have like concluding remarks?
Don't go on Reddit.
Don't go on Reddit?
Don't go on Reddit.
Why?
It's a waste of time.
It's a waste of time, but also, and here's what I would say, is every community is an echo chamber.
Yes.
Every single one on here only upvotes things that people agree with, so...
Well, you seem to be applying critical thinking skills to what you're doing, so how did you end up with those?
That's a great question. No one's ever asked me that. I don't know. I don't know how I ended up with critical thinking skills because no one ever taught me that.
Did you have good teachers in school?
I actually have several memories of my teachers going
going
against critical thinking skills in some cases.
Did you read books as a kid?
I read fantasy books.
I read a lot.
I didn't read
encyclopedias, great novels.
Like, and you know the concept of bias. You're obviously reading different sources. So where did you pick up that?
I have no idea. No one's ever asked me that. Might have been it might have been my brother and my parents around the dinner table. Because it wasn't ever a big thing in our lives. But now that I always recall, we always had the National on with supper. And we didn't necessarily... I wasn't part of political discussions when I was a kid, but it was always on.
Okay.
And...
I
don't know.
Something taught you to ask questions.
Yeah, but I mean, I have a lot of memories in my head of times that many authority figures, including my parents, had discouraged me from doing that. So I don't know where that came from. Why has no one ever asked me?
I think that like lots of good role models helped me, and university was great for that. Yeah.
Okay. And what did you study?
Jazz studies, drum set.
Oh, you know, critical thinking in jazz is pretty big.
I took intro to philosophy.
Philosophy will do it. Yeah.
But my dad's very, very intellectual and also, he just needs to be right. So he only argues when he knows that he's absolutely right, and my dad's sense of rhetoric is really strong.
Huh.
So I've had to like for me to win in any of those scenarios, I would had to think about whether or not I was correct as hard as I could in a way that I could get over his sense of rhetoric. So I feel like that's probably
So like finding evidence for your arguments kind of thing?
Yeah, or like just finding ways to present a case and being forced to present it to myself by default.
That's not the same as critical thinking.
I guess so, but for me to go through that process, I have to have critical thinking about.
You use critical thinking to refine an argument.
Yeah, that's more what I mean.
Impressive. Now, I think I can remember officially being taught how to like questioning the source of what you're. Yeah.
Like academically?
Like grade 10 social studies, we had a hippie teacher who was like, you gotta know what the source is, who published it, what are the biases, like that.
No.
And I
I feel like social studies is such an understated
and
subject.
what propaganda is and all that stuff. Like those were that was a unit of study. Well, maybe wasn't an official unit of study, but
yeah, we definitely weren't. At least my class wasn't wise to that.
which is, I mean, the result of that is what you see on the internet is people have no fucking idea how fucking tunnel visioned they are, and
Absolutely.
Is that thunder I just heard?
So concluding
Might be.
remarks are
Actually,
don't go on Reddit.
Don't go on Reddit.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you want to get good news,
Well,
Reuters, I guess.
Reuters.
Oh, Reuters, maybe CBC with your
No.
blue-colored glasses on.
No. Okay, well that was incredibly enlightening. I appreciate the lesson,
No probs.
Anytime.
and we'll come up with another topic to dissect in
Sure
our
we will.
next meeting.
So,
I recorded all that, by the way.
think we're done?
Really? You recorded all of that?
It's gonna be a podcast.
what? Oh my word!
Yes.
Surreptitiously as well.
I love it.
Well, when things get interesting, I need to be able to no, you guys have to check out this conversation I had. So say goodbye.
Bye. We were remarkably lucid.
Holy
Bye.
Moses, that was